Hi there, it's Psychic Cynthia here, and welcome. Welcome to your Friday forecast, and this is your forecast for the week ahead, and that would be December 7th, Monday, December 7th, through Sunday, December 13th in the year 2020. And as you can see, we've had some snow overnight, so I'm getting my winter on, my Nordic on. I'm loving it. It really awakened something in the northern spirit for me. We don't get snow too often here, so I'm enjoying it. I hope you all had a happy recent Thanksgiving holiday. What a season we are in energetically. Last week on November 30th, we just had the full moon and lunar eclipse in Gemini, so this is a time to begin to transform your thinking and learn new things. Step outside of the box. Don't live in an echo chamber, okay? One of the best things I think that a person can do for themselves is to expand their minds, is to study another language or another culture, which in a way you kind of do if you're studying astrology or the runes or the tarot, because this takes you back to the ancient cultures. But you could also just study another language or another culture. And actually, I've been doing that again lately. I've been brushing up on my Spanish, and I'm on I think the software says a 24-day learning streak. So just want to insert that in this week's forecast, because even though I do these forecasts week by week for you fellow cosmic travelers, you do understand that each week is also part of a larger unit, a larger pattern of energies. And especially right now, we're in the eclipse season. When the eclipses come, this only happens about every 5.5 to 6 months. So that's its own special season. And that has now started with that lunar eclipse in Gemini. So think about how you can transform your mind. The other thing that I've been doing personally, I would recommend, is I've been going back and reading some of my books on positive thinking or affirmations. And I think that's a really good practice to do with this recent full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini, because Gemini is about the mind and the strength of the mind in communication. But where does communication come from? It comes from our learning. So that is just a little bit about the larger keynote energies we're in. And this week we're in between eclipse, in this week ahead, I should say, because we'll have another eclipse, but it will be a solar eclipse, a new moon solar eclipse. That's a new moon. That's when the sun and the moon conjunct. And that will be happening right at the end. In other words, right at the beginning of next week's forecast. So we'll talk more about that. That's going to be on December 14th in the sign of Sagittarius, which also relates to the mind, but is also going to stimulate our spirit of adventure. And even in this week ahead, okay, I will say this, because we're about, well, by the time this video comes out, we'll be about a week out, maybe a little bit more, from that solar eclipse. So this is going to stimulate your desire for spirituality and for learning on a higher level, connecting with your angels and guides, which is exactly why I have scheduled my spirit guide course to begin this weekend, right before that eclipse, because what higher communication could there be than communicating with your guides? So again, in this week, right now, that I'm doing the forecast for, actually I'm doing it the week ahead, but right now, in this week ahead of December 7th through December 13th, 2020, this is the time in between two eclipses. And there's a little bit of a rest, I would say, astrologically. But the main theme for this week ahead, as I look at the energies, it's going to be co-creation and especially manifestation. Manifestation. So being productive and getting up and doing it. At the same time, you may be swimming in the undercurrents of a lot of emotional energy. You may be feeling drained still from the recent eclipse. Sometimes the eclipses can have a draining effect because there's a lot of emotion that comes up, especially with the lunar eclipse we just had. So there's still a lot of emotion coming up this week. And listen, if you need more sleep than usual, if you just, don't feel like taking on the biggest projects, that's okay. But know that as this week progresses, and especially on Thursday of this week, so that's going to be December 10th, I believe. I better check that date later, but I believe it's, if Monday's December 7th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yes. 7, 8, 9, 10. So Thursday, December 10th, we have the sun in beautiful Sagittarius, trining Mars in assertive Aries. So this is your get up and go forces coming together, the energy. So you're going to feel a stirring, even with all the feelings, and maybe you feel down and a little bit depressed, because that Neptune energy is being activated this month too. This week, actually. Even as I'm filming this, before this week, just a day or two before, on Saturday, that would be Saturday, December 5th, I believe, we're going to have it's a lovely trine between Venus and Neptune, so that's more of an idealistic energy. But in this week ahead, there are some more difficult energies with Neptune. So that's like the wet blanket. It can be like a wet blanket that is trying to smother this fiery creative energy that we also have at the same time. And what I would say to that is, if emotions and feelings come up, let them, and sit with them for a beat. If you're missing somebody, for example, I know I've lost a lot of people. I'm a medium, of course I have, even going back to childhood. So around the holidays, I think a lot of us think about those people who have passed. And it's okay to grieve for a little while if you need to, especially near the beginning of the week. But don't let that be your whole week, because one thing I can tell you this, as my work through a medium that I've learned, it seems like the most common message the spirits want to give anybody who's passed on. They tell us time and time again, you still have life here. You can still live your life, be joyous. Savor every minute. So that's what this week ahead is about, with that Sagittarius and that Aries energy and the sun, the beautiful sun trining Mars. Now listen, this is a warrior energy, but typically the sun trine Mars does not bring up additional conflict, especially in a week when Neptune is active. So when Neptune is active, you might just be more inclined to watch the power struggles around you. You might be more inclined to just kind of step back from that. And that's a good thing, I think, especially this year. We all could use a little respite from that. But the warrior energy I'm talking about here is the strength to survive, the strength to transform, to manifest and co-create. It's the energy of the athlete. I mean, who is not impressed by that runner running down the street, who's got those long legs and the muscle, or that person doing Zumba, or that beautiful ballet dancer. Who doesn't look at that person with that great strength and the combination of strength and elegance and grace, which I think we can have now because of the Venus trining Neptune just a little bit ahead of all this. So tap into that warrior energy, and I think we need it in 2020, because listen, if you're not willing to fight to stay happy, if you're not willing to stand up for your goals, for not just your goals, your desires, how you desire something deeper, your purpose. If you're not willing to fight for that a little, you're going to be weighed down. You're going to be stopped in your tracks by global tragedies such as we've had this year. So tap into that inner warrior. And, it's not about fighting other people, okay? It's about stretching and expanding yourself to be the best person you can be, to create the best life you can, to co-create. Remember, because we have the Neptune energy. So what I mean by co-creation is that there are positive, benevolent, loving spiritual forces who want to birth new ideas, new creations, new projects, sometimes even new people, new organizations. They want to bring forth beautiful music, beautiful art, poetry, connections. They want to help you do that, and they want to do that in this world, and we are their hands. So this is the kind of energy that could be present in your life this week. It is present. The question is, are you going to open your heart to it? So listen, if you're feeling a little down, I get it, but that's no reason to close your heart, and it's no reason to lay down and die. So rise up on the waves of Mars, trine, Sun. Rise up on the waves of Leo and Sagittarius and Aries this week. Leo is the ruler of the Sun, so even though that sign is not being activated. It is, in a way. It's always there. So rise up. Tap into the spiritual nature of Sagittarius. Attune with your guides. Be in nature. Sagittarius is a nature sign, even if it's cold where you're at. Here I am. I just put on warmer clothes and I film outside anyway. Enjoy the fresh air, the sunlight when you can have it. And get out and about and do things that express your happiness, that feed you, that make you happy. That is what this week ahead is about. And listen, there are many other shifts in December, and there will be more videos. You should definitely subscribe, if only for this month, because this is quite an energetic month. One of the most energetic psychic and astrological and cosmic months we've had in a very long time. So on that note, I send you many magical wintertime blessings and greetings from the snow fairies.